Hey, this is David Benjamin from healthywildandfree.com. Today I want to share with you a little bit of information about fiber and how you should be getting more fiber in your diet and why you should be getting more fiber in your diet and what different sources of fiber and the exact amounts of fiber you should be getting in your diet. So as we all know, fiber is an important part of health and digestive health specifically, but before I talk to you and share with you how you can get more fiber in your diet, the different food sources or supplement sources, I'm going to share with you why you should get more fiber in your diet and why fiber is so important and vital for your overall health and well-being and what it actually does for you and the benefits of fiber. Because if you know the benefits of fiber and you know why it's beneficial for your body and your health, you're going to be a lot more likely to include fiber in your diet through food or supplements or a combination of both, like I do. So the first things first, there are two types of fiber. There's soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber means that it essentially breaks down in water. So soluble fiber becomes a liquid. And insoluble fiber is more of a cellulose, or it's something like leafy greens or celery. It's the roughage. It's this brush, if you will. So these two different types of fiber are both very important for our health and well-being, and we need both of them in our diet. And it's important to have both of them in their diet because they both play a different role for our health and our digestive health and our cardiovascular health and really all sorts of functions in the body overall. So basically, soluble fiber, it becomes liquid. So soluble fiber, and actually, believe it or not, soluble fiber and insoluble fiber have different times of the year that they're more effective and impactful for your health and well-being. So soluble fiber should be consumed more so within the winter months because soluble fiber, like I said, breaks down into a liquid. It becomes sort of a gel, a gelatinous, gooey kind of substance, and what it does is it hydrates your body internally, and it creates it coats the walls of your intestines with this gel, this sort of mucus, if you will, and it creates a slippery environment in your intestines so that when you eat food or consume drinks or food or anything, it slips through and it slides through the intestines like it should, as opposed to getting stuck and creating intestinal backup, colon backup, and things like that. So soluble fiber, think of it as like a slip and slide or a water slide. It creates that lubrication in your intestinal walls, surrounding all the intestinal walls, which your intestines are very, very long. They're feet long when you lay them out. And that allows for it to flow through better. Now, insoluble fiber is more the roughage, like I said. It's your celery, it's your leafy greens. That is, think of it as a brush and as like bulk mass. So when you have soluble fiber in your diet, it creates that liquid, lubricated environment, and then the insoluble fiber helps to kind of push it through and carry it all through your intestinal walls. Now, both forms of fiber are very important because what fiber does, both of these fibers do, is it actually speeds up the removal of excess waste and toxins. So it actually binds to bile salts within the liver, and it removes excess cholesterol, which if your cholesterol levels are too high in your blood, you're at risk for heart disease and things like that. So it's not only good for speeding up the removal of excess toxins and things like that, stimulating liver health and liver removal of toxins within the liver, but it also helps your cardiovascular health because it's removing excess cholesterol that could put you at risk for heart disease, and it specifically lowers LDL cholesterol, which is quote-unquote the bad cholesterol, but you need both HDL and LDL cholesterol. So it helps to balance your cholesterol, it helps to remove toxicity from the intestines. Once again, helps the liver, stimulates the liver, removes toxicity from the liver as well. So it helps to remove what your body doesn't want or doesn't need to keep it functioning healthy. What it also does is it actually helps to increase absorption of nutrients in food. So when you're eating food and eating nutrients, what it actually does is it actually slows the absorption of the nutrients and of the food and of the value that you need in your food. And by doing these two things, by speeding up the removal and slowing down the absorption with the different types of fiber, it keeps your body running smoothly and healthy because it makes sure that your body gets the nutrition that you need, as opposed to having that nutrition become stagnant and it not to be absorbed readily available. Also, if you don't have enough fiber in your diet, what happens is that those toxins will sit within your intestines and your colon, and they will become backed up, and that will cause your body to reabsorb those toxins actually up to 94%. So you don't want that to happen, because when toxins start recirculating in your body, your liver, your colon, your intestines become toxic, your blood then becomes toxic, the pH balance of your blood and of your internal organs begins to change, it begins to become more acidic, and then your body becomes overly acidic in that environment, and that causes your overall health and well-being to decline, all from intestinal health going downhill, because every organ affects every organ in your body in one way or another. So that's another aspect and benefit to including more soluble and insoluble fiber both within your diet. It also helps to balance the pH and bacteria levels within your intestines, because what it does is it helps clean and keep a healthy environment so that healthy gut flora can grow in your gut and your intestines, so that you have good amounts of probiotics and healthy gut flora to digest food properly. So it helps to balance your good and bad bacteria levels. It helps to balance the pH of your intestines, which helps to really balance the pH of your body, helps to remove excess cholesterol, and it helps to remove excess waste and toxicity that your body doesn't need. And on top of that, it helps to improve and increase absorption of nutrients in food. So it has many, many, many different aspects within the body that are very, very beneficial for your health and well-being, and you need to make sure to get enough fiber in your diet. So it's important that you eat a lot of whole foods, a lot of plant-based foods, and really the best sources of fiber are vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, legumes, beans, and things like that. It's just really whole foods. Different foods have more soluble fiber and different foods have more insoluble fiber, so you want to make sure to have a diversity of foods within your diet, and also to make sure to eat more soluble fiber-based foods within the winter months and more insoluble fiber foods within the summer months, because what happens is actually your digestive system and metabolism speeds up and is more, it's stronger within the winter months, because it needs to keep that heat in Ayurvedic medicine in order to get through those winter months, whereas in the summertime it actually slows down and it cools down, and that's why insoluble fiber is valuable, because it helps, it's roughage, it helps to kind of slow down overall digestion. But you need both of them in your diet to have a healthy gut and a healthy digestive system overall. Not only that, but fiber also helps to lower your blood sugar levels, and also it helps to boost immunity, because 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So it helps to boost immunity, balance pH levels, balance healthy gut flora and gut bacteria levels, lower excess cholesterol, stimulate your liver, your colon, and just remove excess waste and toxicity. And it also, a very important job that it has is to increase absorption of nutrients and nutrition and food within the intestines, because your intestinal walls are what absorb that nutrition and what actually utilize that within your body. So it really regulates and maintains a healthy digestive system, and also a healthy cardiovascular system, because excess cholesterol will cause your arteries to become not as healthy and can potentially cause heart disease. So I highly recommend getting more fiber in your diet. The recommended dosage is 30 to 50 milligrams per day, and you want to, like I said, get it from whole foods. So vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, legumes, beans, things like that. Fruit skins have good sources of soluble fiber. Things like celery and leafy greens are good sources of insoluble fiber. So you want to make sure to get all those in your diet. And one of the things that I use specifically, I want to show you, is kind of like a little science experiment with fiber, is I actually take this whole food supplement called Fiberzon. And it's really cool because, and I'll show you how it looks before and after, it's kind of cool to see. But basically, the supplement is an all vegan blend. There's no additives or dairy or herbicides, pesticides. It's all natural, organic, and everything like that. It contains psyllium husk, hibiscus flower, licorice root, fenugreek seed, flax seed, boldo leaf, slippery elm bark, oat fiber, una de gato bark, artichoke leaf, quebra, pedra whole plant, camu seed, jatoba bark, papaya leaf, sangre de drago bark, and natural spearmint extract. And this is, the cool thing about this supplement is it's one of the only, I really haven't seen any on the market, but this Fiberzon supplement, it contains all those ingredients I just listed here. The only ingredients in this product, it's a powder, you add it to water, and it's plants, barks, leaves, it's all whole food based, so it's really food essentially. It's not, I don't consider it like, a supplement necessarily, because it's really just a whole food powder. But all these it contains soluble and insoluble fiber both, which are very, very important. So I always have a container of Fiberzon in hand, simply because I know that if I haven't had enough fiber that day, or I feel like I need some fiber, I'll take a scoop or two of this Fiberzon and some water, and typically, literally within under an hour, I have a really good bowel movement, because this blend is super effective. And it contains both soluble and insoluble fibers with no additives, no preservatives, nothing on top of that. So it's a powder form. It's just a powder, that's all it is, and you can get it from organic-rainforestherbs.com, and I'll link that up below. But what I wanted to show you here was, it's a powder, right? But what happens is that this fiber actually, as you can see, this is when water's added to it, it turns into a gel, and that's literally, I mean, once you mix it up and shake it, like I just shake it in a water bottle, it literally turns into this gel. And you can see the soluble fiber, so you can see that it contains soluble fiber and there's insoluble fiber in here. So you literally are drinking this and you're putting this goo through your intestines, which really helps to create hydration. It creates an environment where your intestines are just cleaned out. So I highly recommend this product, Fiberzon. It's an organic product. It supports Amazon rainforest research. And I use it myself and I absolutely love it. And as you can see, I mean, imagine this going through your intestines and just, you know, pulling things out of there. So it's kind of gooey. I'm going to throw this away now, but you can see like what soluble fiber actually looks like. It's kind of cool to see both soluble and insoluble fiber. So it looks kind of gross and disgusting, but it really doesn't taste that bad once you get used to it. I just drink it with water, and typically sometimes I'll start my day with that, and that's my breakfast. I'll just have a bunch of soluble and insoluble fiber to clean my intestines, my colon, and start the day fresh and healthy and clean, so that I can give my body nutrition and it can absorb better after that. And I actually took this supplement when I was like 15 years old, when I started taking it, and it helped me get rid of my acne. So it's it's really been something that's helped me, and I've taken it literally over 10 years now, on and off, and I always have some on hand. So I highly recommend it. I'll link that up below, and I'll also link up below an article with the top sources of both soluble and insoluble fibers. So check out the article below, grab the Fiberzon below at organic-rainforestherbs.com. This is David Benjamin from healthywildandfree.com. Make sure to like this video if you learned something, leave your comments below, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to live a healthy, wild, and free day. Take care. Bye.